Go ahead and count down. Alright guys, so here we are, back on Desert Oasis after a little hiatus, and we do see, there it is, Single Coil has left the game. The worst message I've ever seen. But we do have SLush now, as of course he did have these Mutalisk, as we need to remind everyone as it's been so long. It's been about 2 years since we stopped casting this match prior to this. But he does have those Mutalisk. He is just kind of in map control right now. We do see that Cauthon does have 5 or so Vikings up right now and a handful of Marines. And I'm going to close my Ustream right now as I totally forgot that was streaming. So going back to the match, we do see a little bit of an aggressive play right there from SLush, but he does see all of those Vikings and decides to pull those Mutalisks back.
The big issue right now for Cauthon Luck is that he really needs to figure out some way to be aggressive with these forces he has. He has 5 Vikings, which is good enough to defend against Mutalisks, but he should either add more Vikings so he can start being aggressive back against SLush, or he needs to do a push really soon here, or else he'll let SLush completely take over this lead. I mean, Cauthon Luck is at 61 food, and SLush is at 69 food. A minute ago, Cauthon Luck was actually slightly ahead in the food count, so we can clearly see SLush is pulling ahead, and SLush already has this expansion up at his natural, so it's going to be a really tough spot for Cauthon Luck to pull back.
We also do see that Hydralisk Den now up and also almost finishing the group spawn. We do see a couple of Hydralisks spawning right now. That queen is just so busy going between hatchery to hatchery. We probably need to see a second queen there from either of the hatcheries relatively soon from SLush. Going back to these Mutalisks, he's just making sure that there's no units here at these Zelnaga watchtowers in the middle and continuing to have map control. Now we see Cauthon looks like he's probably going to be moving out right here with a handful of Marauders and a handful of Marines, and then a couple of Vikings, and sending these 2 Hellions possibly to scout. Going back over to SLush, we do see these 2 changelings now in the middle of the map with this Overlord. Looks like he is going to be retreating that Overlord because he does know the Vikings are out on the map, and now an Overseer there on the right side, and looks like Cauthon Luck is possibly going to attack here as he does have all of his units there in the right lane.
Yeah, this is going to be a really difficult spot for Cauthon Luck. Look at this timing on SLush. He already has so many Roaches and Hydralisks up already. 6 Hydras. Looks like a lot more Roaches coming up. 11 Roaches total. So he does almost have the speed upgrade for the Roaches. He already has range done for the Hydras. So attacking through that little narrow valley is going to be a really tough attack.
Now going back over to SLush, it looks like he was going to harass a little bit with those Mutalisks, but now Cauthon does send all of his units towards SLush's base right there, right below his main expansion. We do see a handful of Roaches, a handful of Hydralisks there, ready to retaliate as soon as Cauthon Luck does push up here. He is on the creep of SLush. Looks like he does have that Spine Crawler there to kind of start the fight. He is going to snipe down that Creep Tumor, and also an Overlord, and also that Spine Crawler, waiting for the engage here from SLush.
Looks like SLush is repositioning. He's trying to get at a good angle. Cauthon Luck needs to control this perfectly if he wants to pull this off. And oh, the Hellions are getting caught in the front, and they get killed immediately by the Mutalisks. He's stimming. Oh no, he lands those Vikings. He feels like he really needs the advantage against those Roaches, but there are just so many units that it's going to be almost impossible for Cauthon Luck to hold this. He lifts off the Vikings to retreat, but ends up losing 2 in the process, and those Mutalisks are following. Looks like he's going to lose a 3rd one. Wow, he might lose all these Vikings right here and now because those Vikings are not good at running and shooting. All of them do end up falling. And SLush with 86 food is light years ahead of Cauthon Luck at 43 food.
We do see that Orbital Command Center now going straight towards the natural expansion of Cauthon Luck, as he does need to get that expansion up soon because he is quite far behind SLush right now. And SLush is just sitting there in his base macroing up units. He kind of probably thinks he has this one right now. So he does drop down an Infestation Pit, so we will see some Infestors relatively soon. He is also upgrading the missile attacks there, rank 1. And going back over to Cauthon Luck's base, we do see him continue to spawn Marauders only off of 2 racks right now, and also making some drop ships there out of his starport. He is going to transition a couple of SCVs over because, hell, he doesn't even need them in his main as he's almost completely mined out right now. And SLush throwing down another expansion there in the northwest part of the map. And he does scout this natural expansion of Cauthon Luck with a Mutalisk there. He might actually get that SCV, little King Muta right there. He does take that one. Is he going to get another one there? We only see 2 Marauders. Those Marauders can't attack Mutalisk. Cauthon, what are you thinking right now? As he does have these drop ships there about to drop on SLush's base, and looks like no units are actually there to defend. He's going to possibly be able to snipe whatever he wants right here. A couple of Roaches trying to defend. He is going to start focus attacking that lair We do see that lair falling quite rapidly. He does have a couple of units there, about 4 Hydralisks. It looks like he's not even going to worry about those units and just continue to try to finish off that lair. Oh, is he going to finish it? He does finish it, and he picks those units up, but he's going to lose that dropship. Wow, he loses one dropship there with a handful of units in it. And now we see a ton of Hydralisks. Looks like he's going to try to snipe this other dropship there in the middle of the map, but that thing's a little bit too quick for him. And now we just see a ton of Hydralisk and a ton of Roaches there streaming straight towards Cauthon base.
Cauthon in a really tough spot right now. I mean, he's going to try to defend as best he can. He's done a good bit of damage, so now it's time to pull back and try to get your economy going. But look how many units SLush has. Even though those Hydralisks are so slow, SLush sent them way long ago, so they're already at the base. And you have some Roaches popping up right now. Cauthon trying to build some bunkers, and oh my god, those Roaches getting caught at a horrible angle around those Marauders. But there are just too many Hydralisks on this north flank, and it looks like Cauthon will end up losing this expansion. Using a little bit of foresight, I think that Cauthon might be saying GG in just about 13 seconds here.
Wow, it's like you could tell the future or something. There's the GG from Cauthon. He is now down 3-0 to SLush right here, our 4-week-in-a-row competitor on the MLG Showcase Series. Cauthon losing now to SLush 3 games in a row. And as you do know, we do have Cauthon having quite a break here. Do you think that's going to affect his mental state at all? Do you think he's going to be able to kind of recollect himself and possibly play these next final matches to kind of come back from a 3-0 loss right now in this match, Sean?
Well, there's this really weird dynamic that happens. I mean, a lot of times when you end up losing a game in a tournament, you can get flustered, and that will deeply affect your play in subsequent games. However, thanks to this crash with the replay, Cauthon had a really good bit of time to cool down and refocus. So I think he'll be able to jump into this fourth match with a lot more of a clearer head.
All right, so there you have it, and we will be back with our fourth match here with Cauthon down now 3-0 to SLush, or 0-3 to SLush, excuse me, on Kulos Ravine.